This is Optimal Startup Daily, episode 849, How to Become a Successful Freelance Writer, Part 2, by Laura Gariepy with SavingJoyfully.com. And I am Dan, I'm your host, and I'm here with you every single day of the week, including weekends and holidays. And today is actually a part 2 from yesterday, so if you're skipping around and maybe you haven't heard that one yet, episode 848, I would recommend going back and listening to that first. But if you're all caught up, let's hear part 2 and continue optimizing your life. How to Become a Successful Freelance Writer, Part 2, by Laura Gariepy with SavingJoyfully.com. Use freelancing platforms sparingly. You may have heard of online freelancing platforms like Fiverr and Upwork. While they can be useful for finding gigs, I'm not a huge fan. That's because they take a cut of your earnings for the privilege of using their platform. In addition, the gigs available don't always pay the best. You can make and keep much more dough if you find clients on your own. However, accepting a few gigs this way can help you beef up your portfolio. Just be sure that you focus on getting work off of the platform as soon as possible. Consider job boards. Responding to job postings can work, but you've usually got a lot of competition going this route. Consider setting up job alert notifications on your favorite job boards. I know FlexJobs and Indeed both do this. Then only spend time applying to the opportunities that you really want. If you don't see exciting gigs posted, your time would be better spent creating content for your blog or growing your network. Leverage your connections. I'm a firm believer in building a business by forming and nurturing relationships. I've never been big on reaching out to people cold, though some people do really well with this. Now's the time where all of the interaction you've been doing on social media and other blogs can pay off. Don't be afraid to offer your services directly to the folks you have solid connections with. If they say no, they may know someone who will say yes. Don't hesitate to do this with current or former clients either. Let them know you really enjoy working with them and have additional bandwidth to take on more work. If they don't have anything for you right now, ask them for a referral to someone they know. Or if you've done a good bit of work for them and they're really pleased with it, ask them for a testimonial. What is a testimonial? Testimonials can be showcased on your website and on social media. They tell other prospects that you're experienced and you do good work. If you're still waiting to get your first paid client, you can ask folks that you've written guest posts for to provide a testimonial. You can also ask other people who are familiar with your professional expertise. Watch your pricing. Writing for free on your own blog or for a few strategic guest posts is okay. It's even okay to accept peanuts for your first couple of paid gigs, especially if you get a byline. But please don't stay in the low pay pile for long. Your time, effort, and knowledge are valuable. So try to increase what you charge every time you bring on a new client, especially early on. And once you've been working with a satisfied client for a while, I do this at the 1-year mark, consider raising your rates with them too. Of course, they can say no, so be sure to think through how you'll respond if that happens. Personal preference? I like to charge per post rather than per word. For example, I may offer to write up to a 1,000-word blog post for $300. That guarantees me a minimum of 30 cents per word. If I write less, my per word rate goes up. The bottom line: freelance writing has to be a financially worthwhile endeavor, unless you don't need the money. But even so, strive to make some serious cash and then donate it. Understand getting a byline versus ghostwriting. When you get a byline, the publication you write for will credit you as the author. This is especially helpful when the client is a big name. Writing for them gives you some bragging rights. Ghostwriting, on the other hand, is when you write a piece and someone else gets the credit. Accepting these gigs can be very lucrative, but they don't help build your portfolio. Personally, I'm open to both. I won't turn down work solely because it's ghostwriting. I like making money. But getting a sweet byline is pretty awesome too. Rinse and repeat. You now have a basic framework for building your freelance business. You need to continually create your own content to showcase your expertise and remain in the public eye. You also need to keep forging and nurturing relationships. Yes, my process is slow, but the beauty is, it lasts and it builds momentum. Every new person you reach has the potential to help you, be helped by you, or both. People buy from people they know, like, and trust. Remember that when things seem a bit slow going. You never know when a seed you plant will be ready for harvest. Other things to be aware of. Remember how I said that being a freelance writer makes you a small business owner? Well, that means you'll need to deal with more than just finding clients and writing. Though it's beyond the scope of this article, I wanted to point out several things that you need to be aware of and prepare for. For the most part, an accountant should be able to guide you through the following. 1. Federal taxes. Your clients aren't going to withhold taxes like your employer does. You'll need to save a portion of your earnings and send them to the IRS on a quarterly basis. 2. State and local taxes. Depending on where you live, you may need to remit a portion of your earnings to your state or local tax authority. 3. Registering your business and/or determining a business structure. You can operate as a sole proprietor forever, but there can be advantages to going a different route, like forming an LLC. 4. Business expenses. Tracking the money you invest in your business can really help you at tax time. Your website hosting fees, related training costs, and business cards are all examples of valid business expenses, and there are loads more, by the way. And 5. Business systems. You need a way to send invoices, track your expenses, manage your calendar, and more. The good news? There are free options out there. You can even start by using good old Microsoft Office, creating invoices in Word, and tracking expenses in Excel. Final thoughts. Freelancing changed my life for the better, so I'm super passionate about it. Everything you see online is written by someone, with an unfathomably large amount of new content being created by the minute. So why don't you get in on the action? You can make money writing and have a lot of fun doing it. You just listened to part 2 of the post titled How to Become a Successful Freelance Writer by Laura Gariepy with SavingJoyfully.com. Inflation is running rampant, supply chains are clogged, and the labor market is tight. What does that mean for margins? You might not know. And if you don't know your numbers, you don't know your business. But not every business is in the dark. Over 33,000 businesses know their numbers because they use NetSuite by Oracle, the #1 cloud financial system. NetSuite is the #1 cloud financial system to power your growth. With visibility and control of your financials, inventory, HR, planning, budgeting, and more, NetSuite is everything you need to grow, all in one place. With NetSuite, you can automate your processes and close your books in no time while staying well ahead of your competition. In fact, 93% of surveyed businesses increase their visibility and control after upgrading to NetSuite. For the new year, NetSuite has a new financing program for those ready to upgrade at netsuite.com/startup. Head to netsuite.com/startup for this special one-of-a-kind financing offer on the #1 financial system for growing businesses. netsuite.com/startup. And thank you again to Laura, who is a guest writer with Saving Joyfully. She's also a coach to aspiring freelancers and has recently launched a signature private coaching program called Before You Go Freelance. And thanks to Andrea Joy as well, she is the founder of Saving Joyfully. SavingJoyfully.com is a faith-based finance blog designed to help you commit your financial life to God and live joyfully. Again, you can find more great content from them at SavingJoyfully.com. But that is going to do it for today. I hope you enjoyed this post and that you'll join me again tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.